Hello, my name is Rich. I use the he, him pronouns, and you're watching my YouTube channel where I play amazing tabletop role-playing games with friends. It is Saturday as we are playing. Therefore, that means it's time for Star Wars Saturdays. It's an ongoing anthology campaign of tabletop RPGs where each month, sometimes a couple times within the month, I'll choose a different tabletop role-playing game and either remix it, reskin it, hack it just a little bit so that we can get together. By we, I mean members of the Open Hearth community, a gaming community you should check out for sure. We all get together and either create or revive characters or pick up characters that we saw in previous games and tell a story. Excuse me, and tell a story together. I am only announcing this because I'm getting closer to my goal. Pew Pew Bounty Hunters in Space is the game that we are playing today. And it is the 95th different tabletop RPG that I have played or run set in Star Wars. By the way, friends, I am not counting any of my plays of officially licensed Star Wars RPGs. So I have tried all of those. But these are all things that we have hacked up and played in Star Wars. What is Pew Pew Bounty Hunters in Space? It is from Fainting Goat Games. There are 4 iterations of this thing. And I'm going to show on screen here. You should certainly check this thing out. It is a lovely PDF. And Greg and Steven, if you guys want to show actual books, physical ass books that I love that they have purchased the books. These are really cool. They're built on the engine of a game called Havoc Brigade, which is a grub for dice game. Sherry, would you agree that this is grub for dice game? Yeah, a grub for dice game where you pick dice from different things based on what you're doing, roll a whole pool of them, and count up your successes. It is inspired by Mandalorian, but also a host of other non-Star Wars space bounty hunter media, such as Killjoys, personal favorite of mine. Really liked that show. Um, Guardians of the Galaxy and Volume 2, and of course, oh yes, yes, yes. Oh, Steven is currently showing one of the other wonderful things is that Fainting Goat, the folks behind Fainting Goat are very much the Star Wars nerds that we all are because they have chock full of it, tons of things made to look like action figures, come to life, and that is my jam. So I have played this game in play by post before, but it was not set in Star Wars. It's set in the default setting. I have very gently reskinned this thing that was pretty obviously an homage to Star Wars ideas and themes. There are a number of pre-generated characters that are offered with this game. It's really built to pack a punch in a con one shot. For sure, this is a great con one shot. Adventure module slash mechanics come along with it, pre-gens that you can rip out of the book if you're that kind of person, or print out from the PDF if you are not, with awesome art from Jay Shields and a few others, but mostly it's Jay Shields or G Shield. I'm not sure how Jay Shields would say their name, but lots of pretty cool art for the characters. That's my whole ad bit for this. I've always been a fan of Pew Pew from the moments it showed up on Kickstarter, and I've backed all of them. It's cool stuff. So of the many characters on offer, our players have chosen 3 because there are 3 of them. So there are a number that are unchosen, and that's okay. They're all pretty cool, but I think maybe they chose my 3 favorites. So let's go around the horn, and if each of you can introduce yourself and then tell us a little bit about your character, then that would be lovely. And from that moment, we'll transition into actually playing the game. Sherry, do you mind going first to introduce yourself and tell us about your character?
I do not mind at all. So I'm Sherry. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm playing Mina Tankar. And Nina Tankar uses whatever pronouns she feels like at the moment, and don't ask her why or when. So anyway, everything about her is to get things going, get to the meat of the situation, get to the moolah. She wants the money, she wants to be moving and doing things. She had a smidgen of force training, but she was far too impatient. She left, just had to get to the good stuff, all of it. So she's got some force powers and not a lot of how do you say, safety measures in place. So but she's ready to go. And I don't know that she likes a team that's also ready to go. And if they aren't ready to go, she'll be going and then they'll have to follow her. So it's going to be great.
And you went out and found a picture for the ship that the
Yes.
character comes with.
Yes. Essentially, it is all storage, enough engine to get it off of the planet as quick as possible, and just room for her mostly. She could put people in the storage thing, but that seems like a waste of space.
Exactly.
So
Oh, maybe they're prisoners,
yeah, maybe if
You're
there
a
was a
bounty
big
hunter.
bounty live, yeah, that
Exactly.
would be it.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Sherry. Greg, you're up next. Introduce yourself. Tell us about your character who's looking over your shoulder. Oh, you're talking on mute, my friend.
Mute button. Hey, hi, I'm Greg. I use he, him pronouns. I'm playing Rugo Shulo, who is hashtag not Chewbacca. Rugo is a Granthonite because Star Wars gets to make up species and we do too. Somebody at the costume department took a Gamorrean and put some horns and hair on it and went, "Hey, Granthonite." Um, uh, Rugo Shulo is the co-pilot to Rick's pilot, and also the voice of reason. Um, but that voice of reason carries a heavy blaster rifle behind it and some huge muscles, which I think is hilarious as a piece of equipment, because that's how the game mechanics work. Huge muscles are a piece of equipment. I don't want to know what happens if they get taken away. Rugo is not the owner of a ship and thus has no ship. But Steve and I did talk and has a better working relationship with the repair droid BD3, who I don't think we have a picture for, and I need to go run and find one, I think.
Oh my goodness, you totally read my mind. I
I
was thinking about
totally
something.
biffed it. All
I
right,
was
I
about to
will go
pop
find
over to
a.
the NPCs tab to check to see if someone already inserted a pic, and then but then I realized, oh, I'm displaying my screen. I shan't.
I will find my favorite repair droid. Oh, pit droids are tempting. Okay,
Oh man,
maybe we'll
pit droids
circle
are
back to
always
BD3 when BD3 becomes relevant.
excellent. Last but not least, currently live from BGG Con, is Stephen.
Hi, my name is Steven. My pronouns are he, him. Today I'm playing Rick Harand, whose pronouns are also he, him. Rick is a, hashtag not Han Solo. His what he's trying to do is of course get rich and look cool doing something that might be dangerous. He tends to try to plan things out, but then trouble gets in the way and he ends up not being as successful as he normally would. He's a damn good pilot and he's good at shooting things. And I noticed in his equipment he has a tachyon crossbow. So I think sometimes he shoots people before he even pulled the trigger.
Are you saying he shoots first?
I think he shoots before first.
Wow, before first. That's amazing. Tell
Yeah.
us a little bit about the White Wyvern.
So the White Wyvern, I've got some deck plans in there,
I
but possibly,
know. Oh,
yeah.
man after
I
my own heart with deck plans.
so there's space for both of us in the cockpit. Um, I have my own crew quarters. I think that if we don't have any passengers, then Rugo um, has free reign of the area number 7 on the right hand side. Um, I don't see a co-pilot's room anywhere. That whole center area is for storage stuff. It does have guns somewhere. I think on the top and bottom, because there's a little tunnel going up and down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Neat.
there's not as much cargo area. There's more engines and guns. So I think that probably means it's more of a smuggling kind of thing or trying to escape from people than it
Mhm.
is carrying big loads.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Who wants to carry a big load? Oh, wait, maybe the Proton Raider does. Big load of loot. All right. Can't believe we spent that much time on ships, but dang, did it make me happy. Cool. So, Pew Pew Bounty Hunters in Space. The PCs are, surprise, surprise, bounty hunters. It is, well, Rick and Rugo, you guys are allies. You work together. You're on the same ship. But I am curious, Mina and Rick or Rugo, I think that Mina, you've worked with or maybe against. You used to define it, Sherry, for your relationship with Mina and either Rugo or Rick or Rugo and Rick. Is this you guys went after you worked together as a team before? You both went after the same bounty or target, or ended up in trouble? What do you think is?
Yeah, I think that there's a whole series of times where there were bounty hunter things that we both showed up at the same time. And there was a sort of either we had to fight each other to figure out who was going to get the thing or work together. And Rick survived most of my first swing. So, we've just kind of started, I don't know, working together. I guess that's the word for it. Yeah, working together.
Can I add on to that?
Yeah.
I think whenever you were younger and first coming up, I hired you on as a deckhand.
Ooh.
And you there was a contentious relationship and you went out on your own and I started to see you we started to see you on jobs and we were like you know I guess you can do it. I guess that'll be fine. And then you surpassed me
Oh.
and it started getting um more bounties or more cargo or more grift and all of that and I was like so I can't believe that someone, there's a resentment there. Like, I can't believe someone I just hired is like, you know, getting better jobs than I am.
I
Is that
I
okay?
told you Mina would be better.
Like the thing that Mina doesn't notice any of that resentment, and she's like, "Oh, Rick, okay, come on,"
Oh, and
That
this isn't
neat.
this isn't something that Rick would even recognize about himself. This is just behavior,
Okay,
right?
all right,
Yeah.
that sounds perfect.
He's just one of those guys who can't handle somebody having a leg up on him. That's great. Cool. Rugo, you received communication from your bounty hunter guild rep, Race Gunner, Rayce. It reads
Race
better than
Gunner.
it. Race
Yeah,
Gunner.
Race Gunner action figure. Okay. Sorry.
So Race Gunner has put out the call to you and advised that he's building a small team for a very important job. It's eyes only. He is not at liberty to send it over the HoloNet. So where is it that you set like, and it doesn't have to be planet, but just like give us a vibe of the place where you set up the meeting with your bounty hunter guild rep. And I said it doesn't matter the planet, but this is going to be happening in Zinj's Empire. So our time setting for Star Wars that we're playing in is after the Return of the Jedi, but not quite to the point of Mandalorian, where there is a large Imperial remnant, but the New Republic has freed most of the galaxy. And this is taking place in a place where stormtroopers are still a thing.
I just for maximum like pulp action, let's make it Dathomir.
Oh, wow, that is
Within Zinja's
spooky.
Empire.
It is super within Zinja's Empire. I would have agreed to that anyway. Please, though, before we go to the meeting, Tell me a little bit about this thing. What even is this picture I see in our NPCs area?
This is BD3. I've described BD3 as overworked, saucy, a nefarious cat with 12 arms, revenge motivated.
Finch motivated. Oh my. Oh my. Okay. So Dathomir, and is this just like land in some uncharted area of Dathomir, or is it at, because Dathomir I imagine has to have a spaceport of some kind, which means that it also would have
Right.
CD space bars, but also you could just we're gonna meet and talk about this on the plains of Dathomir. That's totally cool. Where do you think?
Yeah, I like the I'm looking at the points of interest real quick. Oh, nothing could be more evocative than the swamp of sacrifice.
Oh God.
Just double checking line. Because there are 8-legged creatures there. Is everyone okay with that? Okay.
There are. Yes, thanks. We do use safety tools here at the Open Hearth and definitely at my games. And within the safety tools, what Greg was referencing is that we have a tab in the Google Sheets where we keep all of our character and information called the Safety and Roller tab, where we keep the link to the die roller as well as lines, veils, and ask first. And lines are, this is a line we don't want to cross. We're not interested in having this in our game or as part of this story. Veils are, we're okay if this exists, but we don't want to shine a spotlight on it. For example, I put in a veil on sexual content. Two characters are going to hook up. That's cool. We've agreed that's going to happen. We're not going to go into the nitty gritty. We fade away, or we do a big star wipe away from that and move on with the story. And then the last one, which takes a little more description, is ask first, meaning, hey, maybe this is cool, but if you could, please pass it by us as an idea before you drop it into the fiction and force us to react to it.
Real
Whoa.
quick, this is the swamp of
Oh,
sacrifice.
sweet. That looks so cool. Is that from Fallen Order?
I'm not sure.
I don't know. It's cool. Hey, cool pick. Cool pick. Love it. So yeah, and we also have the X card, which is I didn't realize this would be a bothersome thing, but it is, and I need it to stop. So that is, we have our establishing shot of this crazy murky swamp. What is the like sound effect, Stephen? What's the sound effect that's mixed in with the sound of your lovely white wyvern coming down to land on the planet before we like cut away and you're already walking? But there's a little sound that's like mixed in and people can just hear it, but only enough to recognize, oh yeah, that's a weird little sound.
So it's sort of like whenever someone takes a wrench and hits a cable, like a highline wire or something like that. It makes that metallic sound. And what it is it's the vines as I come down. There are vines between those spires that we were looking at that pop as I come down to actually make a landing.
Nice. I love that. Very cool. And then what about the Proton Raiders? We see it perhaps landing on like the top of a plateau in this above, looking over the plateau, the swampy area. Is there any particular aspect, either a visual or a sound effect mixed in with the arrival of the Proton Raider?
Oh no, I like the idea that it comes in and it seems like it's super silent, except that when it actually lands, then it has like this whole thing where it clears all of its engines. So there's like this explosive sound and a big puff of smoke that goes up, essentially it's part of it.
I love
Yeah,
that.
it's like, oh, that's terrible.
Awesome. So the three of you, you're headed towards, maybe we see Mina with a small little data pad scanner trying to find the particular area that Race Gunner has set for you guys to meet. And as Rick and Rugo are also making the way, you know, it's this swampy area. Imagine it looks like there's a good bit of vegetation, so you don't see that you're coming to the same spot until you both realize it. And there, in a slightly drier area, small, I think he set up a little camp. Is Race Gunner. There's this kind of cool but also a little worn looking speeder bike that's still hovering, right? Because that's the cool thing that speeder bikes do. And he's got a little cook fire set up, but you don't see, he hasn't pitched a tent or anything, but he has shown up, and there is some kind of stew over the little cook fires. He's waiting for you guys to show up. And he looks around, and is Rugo or Rick, who's the first to step into the firelight? Is is this a one? I imagine one sun starting to set low, is starting to get a little colder.
I think Mina and Rick and Rugo are all kind of approaching at the same time, and then it's pretty obvious on screen that Rick like starts stretching his stride and walking a little bit faster, like double timing it to get there before Mina does, right? And steps in like right before she gets there. And she's just casually strolling along like nothing, you know. Yeah.
Rick, Mina, Rugo Shulo. Good to see all of you. Thank you. Thank you for coming. I have to say, I expected a few more, but you'll do.
That we will.
Got an important mission. This one pays top dollar. A lot of credits riding on this. And he reaches in, he pulls out a small pad, and he passes it around, and it has a lot of credits number on it that you can react to, that we don't have to deal with economy. It's just a lot. I'll pause for a moment. Rick, what would a lot of credits, what problem or desire would a whole lot of credits right now solve for you?
So I've been running a pyramid scheme on the side. And I think basically if I had a whole lot of credits, I could, you know, actually start doing jobs instead of cresting that wave of paying off debtors.
Amazing. Great. Mina, what either problem would a whole lot of credits solve for you, or what desire would it help you to fulfill?
Interesting thing. I think, I like the idea that she's figured out that there's certain loot that she can get a hold of on time, and if she can hold on to it and wait. She doesn't know how. She doesn't have any place to put any of that stuff because her ship needs to be empty so she can get more stuff. So she's looking at maybe not renting a place, because then you got to remember to pay for it, but buying a place straight out, keep her stuff there. It's the closest she comes to a place to keep her stuff.
She wants to buy some kind of apartment or a home or somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Got like a little catalog.
But she won't say it that way. It's not like, it's gonna be
Nice.
not settling down. She just needs a place to store stuff.
Amazing. And then Rugo Shilo, I am also curious about you. Is there will these credits solve a problem or fulfill a desire for you?
Well, Rick keeps pushing off all of the maintenance and all of the upgrades that we need to make to the White Lion to frankly just keep the ship running. And keeps saying we don't have the money right now. We don't have the money right now. And I'm starting to pick up that he's doing something on the side. There's a lot of communications. There's a lot of credits obviously moving around between his accounts and others. But yeah, if I can get this, we can finally get the ship halfway decent again.
Nice. So, the data pad passed around so that we all communicate. This is a whole lot of money. This is probably twice as much credits as you got on your last best job. And he says, as you can tell from the number, this is a big job. So, Adranus City. It's a little independent town in the Outer Rim. And Adranus is part of Zenja's empire. It's a few hops away from here, Dathomir. Well, Adranus has this tin-pot dictator named Amaro Rendar, calls himself the governor. Governor Rendar is made friendly with Zenj. Zenj has set up a few mega towers in the city to extract some valuable minerals. There are a few Imperials there, but because Rendar pays lip service and some credits, allows these mega towers to sit in Adranus City, Zinj looks the other way with all of his problems. Well, turns out that Rendar thinks he's untouchable. So he ran up a huge amount of debt with the Hutt cartel, defaulted on a few loans, dared them to do something about it. You three, you're the ones doing something about it. Hutt cartel has hired you through me, and I do get a cut, so please don't cark this up. Subdue and extract Governor Rendar from his place, the Spire. It's a palace in the center of town. Once you get hold of him, I'll be on planet. I'll arrange for his transport to Hutt space, and that's when you will get the credits equal to that number you just took a look at. I've got some spies who say that in 2 nights' time, he's going to be having a very public party. An excellent place for you to insert yourselves. His guards will be distracted, music, revelry, all that fun stuff. And that's when you guys can make your move.
And your percentage for this information is?
It's already factored into the fee. What you see is what you get.
Okay. Rugo reaches across and picks up the entire thing of soup and drinks the whole thing.
And Rick
Just
turns
like,
and says,
I was going to offer this to everyone, but he doesn't say it. He just has that look on his face.
so Rick turns and says, so it sounds like it's 25% for Mina and 75% for Rugo and me? Or is
Rugo rolls his
this number
eyes.
each?
There's numbers each.
Oh. Good, good. I hate to, take someone out. Is this only alive, not dead?
Alive, not dead.
Ina's size at that. So
Ah, with that kind of credits, you knew there had to be something a little difficult.
yeah. It'll add to the difficulty. He doesn't have to be happy about it, right?
No.
And he could be hurt, right? I mean,
Sure.
yeah. Rugo might rip his arm off, but it's fine. As long as he's alive.
Long as he's alive.
Rip his arm off.
It's a Wookiee thing. Rick is Well, I hope this goes a lot better than the last job you guys worked together.
Turned out just fine.
Well, fine for you.
Put the pot of soup back.
Race will get
Just
the
a
pot.
little slow on the trigger. That's all, Rick.
Nice. Race like opens up the pot and he sprays some stuff to like clean everything out, and it looks like he's starting to pack up his stuff. Like he's done. He's not really gonna engage in chit chat. His plan is he was gonna offer you guys some food as part of it. So instead he just offers a handshake. He pauses between Rick and Mina, and then he offers his hand to Mina first.
Yeah, and I think she shakes it. She goes, "I'll take care of this." And then she'll turn back and go, "See you guys."
Do you wanna hop a ride on my ship, Mina? I mean, it makes sense. It's faster. And I think as he goes to leave, I'm gonna say, how do we get in touch? Do you have a beacon or,
Yeah.
Okay, right with him, yeah. So, and I think she looks at him and she goes, "No, I think I can get there plenty fast." Because, but, and she sort of says, "You know my frequency, right?" So,
Yeah. I can find your code.
see you there.
Okay. Just give me a call if you need a tow or anything.
I'll right back at you.
With the way we've been keeping the white wiring, we're going to be the one needing a tow.
Shh. Okay. Yeah.
I'm already gone.
Nice.
CT3 hasn't plated the conduits in like 4 months.
They'll hold together. It'll be fine.
Keep saying that. I don't think it will.
Well, especially if we get this job done. So we just got to do our job and it'll be fine.
We said the
Maybe-
last job.
Yeah. Maybe we need a paint job. I mean, paint
No,
job
no,
would be really
no.
nice.
Rick, it doesn't need to be flashy. It just needs to fly. I think we have a moment where, as we're taking off, right, Rugo does the Star Wars pressing 15 switches in 12 different locations and has to like flick one a couple times. It falls off. He throws it down on the ground and presses a different button.
I love it. Cool. So I think it's do either groups or ships want a scene to occur on your ship, or is this a star wipe and we're coming into Adranus City?
Do we roll off to find who actually gets there first?
Certainly. Let us.
But otherwise, yes, we're just landing in Adranus City.
Let us roll off to see who gets there first. So we'll do this. This is a great little way, low stakes way. Well, I mean, it's not so low stakes for Rick, but for everyone else, low stakes way to look at our die pool system. Now, you guys are in competition, so what we'll say is the most successes wins.
Okay.
To do something risky, you roll a single d6. If you roll a 4, 5, or 6, you succeed. You can add dice to the roll via your drive, equipment, skill, and I think you guys will be cruising the space lanes, so chaos factor of 3. And then you could ask for help with a carefully crafted plan. So let's have Mina, let's go ahead and have you build your die pool here.
All right. So I think this fits my drive. I want to get there fast because that'll help me get rich.
Okay, so that's 2
and-
dice now.
Yep,
Or, sorry,
I have-
drive is 2 dice, so you're at 3 total.
Okay, so I'm at 3. And then I have a drive pilot as a skill, so that gives me another die.
Mhm.
And let's see here. I don't think any of my equipment works. So that's not a thing, but I do have a vehicle, And there's nothing speedy about it. It's just serviceable in that way. So
So it looks like a total of 4.
4.
Yep.
And I always do this. I brought up the roller and then I must have closed the roller. So do this again. Okay.
Daytime. It's nighttime. It's daytime. It's nighttime. Sorry.
So 46, right?
Yes.
Here we go. It's me rolling D6s, so I'm sure the millennial fact. Okay, I'll get there.
Hey, it looks
So,
like
2 successes.
2 successes. Fantastic. So Rick, let's have you build your roll. You're starting with 1 die for trying.
And I think I'm trying to look cool while doing something dangerous.
Okay, that's 3 dice now.
Yeah, but now it's dangerous.
Oh, it's true. I have
Right,
to. We have
yeah.
to make it dangerous.
And I have drive pilot.
That's 4 dice.
Yeah. I'm
To
gonna
make
pull
it
in my
dangerous, can I be like, Rick, we should not approach through the ring system. That would be dangerous.
So I'm gonna pull in my slicing tools. And I'm actually hot wiring the wyvern to go faster, like cross fading something that shouldn't be.
Amazing. That'll be 5. And I think I'm going to. Yeah, sorry. Let's make sure you've built your total roll.
Mhm.
Okay, and because you're making it dangerous, I am going to roll the chaos factor against you.
Okay.
So as the GM, I can pull from the chaos factor. It is changes based on the situation. And when people do things that would make the world around them more dangerous, it can add to the chaos factor pool. The good thing is, though, that it's not just a bad chaos factor. Sometimes that chaos factor, in fact, 1 time per session, that chaos factor can work to your advantage, and you can check this little cool box and pull those dice into your roll. But instead, I'm just showing how it works. So I'm rolling 3d6 and I'll be rolling it against you. Your successes there, Rick. Chaos or Coas. Okay. None of them draw away from your successes because it was actually Coas, not chaos. And you may now roll. So you had 1 die, 2 die from drive, 1 from skills, and 1 from equipment, a total of 5.
Yeah. So let me roll that. I got a 4 and a 6 with 2 successes.
2 successes. So the 2 of you already, I think Mina's just flying and Rick is like zooming around and hacking. And there's like these space pirates who come after him and he's getting chasing Mina. He's just like, going, checking a few things, double checking her astrogation coordinates. Both of you set down at the spaceport at the exact same time. Like Mina's coming down and then Rick is and then boom, you set down at the exact same time.
And I think as Rugo and I go to get out of the ship, I think like a plate falls off. Like it's smoking and everything, and we get down and this
little groan from the white wyvern. And I think that's when we see BD3 it scoots around and starts putting out fires with its mini arms and trying to rewire things. And I think this is, even though it's a little on the early side, this is where it seems appropriate. You're now in Adranus City. We'll reveal a map in just a little bit here, but let's take our mid-game bio break here. And we're back. So as I had promised, there is a pretty cool looking map for Adranus City. So let's take a look at that, mostly because I like maps. As you can see, the Adranus City, and this is Star Wars, right? So Adranus City is on the planet of Adranus. This is the capital of Adranus. You have a number of different districts. These mega towers are the things that are under Imperial control. The Spire is where Governor Rendar can be found, surrounded by the beautiful ocean gardens overlooking the Nodens Sea. And Adney Station is down here, the spaceport's where you guys have landed. There's a Makara Canal Zone of note, as well as an engineering college a naval academy, some slums up here, and the Durius district, which seems to be more work a day. The Mega Bazaar, a temple of some kind, and a few other districts. So, you guys land at the spaceport and disembark from, and I did put the thing you're supposed to be doing is off to the right here, so hopefully that'll help remind you. You disembark from your respective spaceships at the same time. What do you want to do?
Used to be a crew member on the ship, on Rick's ship. I think I'll walk over and I'll give the little robot BD3 a pat and ask him how he's doing, so we could beat them. And I say, it'll get better.
Greg, you were possibly, yeah, dude, what's
I don't know if it's gonna. I don't know.
Good enough
The
to
line in
work?
was not working, so yeah. Hold on. 5 seconds while it loads. It
Didn't know it was coming?
doubling. No, I closed it because I wasn't getting the line out like I wanted.
I'm sorry. It's okay.
okay.
We can
We'll move on.
Okay, we shall move on. What is the general reaction from B3 to Mina? It is a cat-like droid, so how does it react to Mina in a way that would probably frustrate Rick?
Is that me?
Yeah.
Okay. It's BD like stops what it's doing, right? And just goes over and like make sure that everything on Mina, like that her blaster is well repaired. Like it's just checking her over of like, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yes, I tell him that he's the best little BD3. So give him a little like I coo over his stickers that he's put on himself recently. So, oh, very nice. That's news. Yeah, so nice. Yeah, she gives him a little bit of attention. Just enough to like be out there and talking to BD3 when Rick actually leaves the ship. So
Yeah, Rick, when you come down the gangway, it looks like Amina's trying to steal your droid. Not that you care.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I can't let her win at anything. So yeah, I think I go down there and I'm, you know, oh yeah, even so I think I walk down there and just ignore it for a little while, and I think that BD3's like showing off some of the stickers that he's added on that like add racing stripes and cool things and everything. And finally I'm like, I turn around and I'm like, don't you have work to do?
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Like, I hear you
Dang
gotta
it.
fix something. Yeah.
Greg, can you talk for a second? Because I'm not hearing anything come from your
You're
line.
not hearing anything from me?
Okay, now I'm hearing you. But no, it's not. You may have to turn original sound for musicians on or something for it to play.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Maybe it's the auto ducking.
Zoom's filtering you out.
Well, I'll work on that.
Okay.
And I might have just learned a new word, auto ducking.
Ducking, yes.
Speaking of new words, the new word that I learned this morning is quidnuncs. Gossip hounds.
what does that come from?
I have no idea. It's just somebody threw it in a post and a play-by-post, and I was like, "What is this a real word? Is this a fake word?" Because we use fake curse words in this particular play-by-post, and I thought, okay, that's not one of the fake curse words I'm aware of, so I'm not sure what's going on. And look it up, and it's an actual word for gossip hounds. It was just delightful.
All right.
Quidnunc.
Another test here.
All right. Heard something.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Cool.
Okay, cool. So you have a whole city before you. It appears that Mina's gone a little, will immediately go shopping so that we can see the
Yep.
delights of her new outfit, which is totally dope. And I love
Yep.
the belt buckle. That is a belt buckle you could kill a man with, I think.
I think that was what drew her to this particular dress was it. Not that that's a plan, but it's a possibility. The potential appeals to
Just so folks who are watching
yes.
the
So,
recording can see the delightful uh dress outfit. We'll go
mhm,
with outfit. That's nice.
yeah. Yep. I got it straight from Star Wars fashion. So I'm not saying it's canon, but it's clearly in the mode. So
That's
I'm
all we
for it.
need here is in the mode. Love it. We're like Star Wars visions. We can go different ways. It's all good.
Exactly. But yeah, and so that's what she's wearing. She's still got her force pike with her because it's rad looking. She treats it like it's a fashion accessory. So
Nice. Love it. Rick, when you arrive at Adranus City after fussing at your droid, what are you doing?
I think you're talking on mute.
Yep, I was talking to everybody on mute. I said, I think I'm gonna go find my people. I'm gonna go to the slums, and I think I have a carefully crafted plan, Tick. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into the slums, and I'm gonna spread around a little bit of money and hire some people to go steal from this banquet or this party that's being thrown, and give them just a little bit of coin to hire them and say, this is the cut, this is what I know, and there'll be about a bunch of rich people here. I expect them to fail, and my plan is to use them as a distraction while we
Mm-hmm.
slip in and grab the guy. Because we're good at that.
Rick,
That's what we'll do.
Rick, surely a better use of our time would be securing an invitation to this ball.
Well, that's your job.
That's okay.
I mean, I've got the distraction in hand. You've got to,
All right. I'll cover plan A while you cover plan B.
Secretly, Rugo is thrilled to be coming up with Plan A.
I love the idea that I should actually be the one sweet talking people into getting an invitation, and I sent you to do it, and you should be the one talking to thugs about ripping people off and mugging them.
All right. Well, Rick, you successfully spread some creds around. There will be that sets up your use of a carefully crafted plan. Absolutely. There will be some folks who will probably fail at trying to knock over a well-guarded royal shindig. Rugo, what's plan A?
Plan A is to get into the front door, drug the governor, and pull him out as silently and quietly as Grant Fanonite possible.
Okay. How do you
Um,
plan to get through the front door?
So I think Rugo is let's take a look at the city here. I think Rugo is going to the Mega Bazaar and is trying to find the person who, like, they're 2 days away. Mina is probably there shopping for her dress, right? But I'm looking for the high roller, the person who is flashing around a lot of cash and is obviously spending a bunch in order to look the most extravagant at this party.
Nice.
Right? The person on a shopping spree. And I'm going to position myself as protection for the party.
Ooh, I like that. That is really
in these uncertain times.
cool. So let's set that up. I think what the person that you find is a Mirialan. That they are an alien race, humanoid, green-skinned, often have tattoos on their face of various shapes, like not this is like designs of shapes, so squares, triangles, diamonds, etc. Along their face that are denotations of honor or prestige. This young one has very few, but has a retinue of sycophants and servants who follow. Oh, Sherry, is this male presenting, female presenting? What do you think for this particular Mary Island fop?
Ooh, I like the idea that female presenting, but really wants to be, how do you say, ambiguous? If that makes any sense. Like that's a fashion thing right now.
It is, and I think Jofi is how you overhear Rugo, the others referring to them. And yeah, that is who you sorry, I'm picturing this character in my head, and it is delightful. So
Rugo will is like with very little sort of strangely, but like going through the clothing, none of it would fit Rugo, right? Obviously not a bowl in a china shop, as we talked about from the GM advice, right? Just like thumbing through and looks over and sees Jofi, and notice and like looks around. Is there anybody currently protecting Jofi on this shopping run? Or is it just Jofi's like posse?
none of so Jofi's posse, they all are much more interested in being seen than protecting anything. Jofi's servants are porters and people who are so no, there is no one here to protect Jofi if Jofi were in trouble. Jofi's never been in trouble. Jofi doesn't know the meaning of the word.
Sort of saunters over and that's quite the getup.
And they look up and up at you for a moment. I'm not sure I parse your words. Was that a compliment?
Yes, of course.
Oh. Well, thank you, whoever you are.
Rugo. And I extend like a gigantic, somewhat cloven hand.
Oh, yeah. And their tiny little green hand look, and they'll like tap your hand with the like just tap your hand. They're not a handshaker, it seems. I've never seen anything quite like you before.
Oh, but I have heard of you, Jofi.
And
Talk
some
of
of
the
the
town.
sycophants are like moving around, and then their little droid cams that are trying to get you in the shot.
Right.
But the cams are having to do this weird panning thing because you're so much taller than the rest of them. So then they start moving back.
Jofi needs an apple box.
It's true.
I've heard wonderful things. Quite the talk of the town.
Oh,
The
stop.
prospective star at Governor Rendar's upcoming party. Is there a particular celebration of this? Is there a reason that he's throwing a
Ooh,
party?
that is a great
I
question.
almost said nuptials, but like no, that's
No,
not
he
what we
would not tie
established.
himself down to do just one. Uh, well, let's make it his birthday. That sounds fun.
Yeah, okay. The governor's birthday.
Yes, and yet he never seems to get older. And several of the sycophants laugh and giggle at that. And exactly who are you to the governor?
Well, You see, looks around in the in this very high end, right, like shopping center. These are dangerous times, Jofi. What with the New Republic?
Oh, her eyes widen. Yes. She's never known a moment of danger in their life.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It's so very dangerous.
And here on the edge of Zinja's empire, the protection is, from what I understand, it's lacking.
One of the services, yes, this is true. This is true. It's very dangerous here.
Why?
Oh.
My droid this morning told me about like I make up some, some dangerous thing that happened in not even the slum, like it happened in just here, the Bandua district. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. This is great. It sounds like you're setting up the I could be your bodyguard thing.
Yes. Yeah.
That is lovely. Do you mind if we do the roll now, and then that will indicate our reaction and
yes,
continuation?
absolutely. I am terribly skilled at this. I
beg to differ.
I do. Okay. I have a couple things. So I get 1 for trying. 2, I'm trying to devise and enact an effective battle plan here, right? I'm trying to do something that will at least get us into the room. Skills. I mean, do I have to like do something to like invoke the combat skill?
I think of it like Lady Blackbird, right? If you can work it into the narrative of what you're doing, not just this moment, but leading up to it and after, then you can bring in. It is one skill, but you can stack equipment if it makes sense. I don't know how huge muscles can help you, but I bet you can find a way.
I think huge muscles is the easiest one. I'm just gigantic, right? Selling myself as the bodyguard, I'm huge.
You could use tracking as you found the right person.
Yeah, I was thinking combat of like showing off my combat reflexes, right? Like I can protect you. Like just throw a punch. Just throw a punch at me real quick.
Awesome.
And I just and I move at alarming speed. Right?
Of course, they are not going to throw a punch because
no.
They would like do the thumb inside the fist kind of punch. They have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah,
they would just order berate one of their servants to punch this gigantic creature. I'm imagining that this is I'm biting off of some of the 1 or 2 like bridal boutiques that I've been into where everything is white.
Yes,
you're in this store and there's stuff all along, lots and lots of places to sit. It's sparsely, like there's very little actual merchandise here because every single piece is incredibly expensive that they could just sell 1 piece a day and be fine.
12 white sack dresses, and that's really all that's on sale.
It's pretty much, that's the line for this season. And lots of intoxicants here for anyone who wants it, because the drunker you are, the more you might buy. Anyway, servant comes up and does a 2-step. But I think you see it coming.
I can sidestep it really quickly.
It turns out, sorry, I just want to introduce this one thing so that we're clear. The default chaos factor for upper class districts is 5. A lot of stuff can go wrong.
A lot of stuff can go wrong.
So I have adjusted the chaos factor pool to 5.
So I'm rolling so it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4 for distributing combat, and then 5 for my huge muscles. I think that works.
And I am not going to roll the chaos factor pool against you because I like this plan. And also, who doesn't want you walking around with a foppish Mirialan in one of the white sack dresses that are super popular this season?
Oh, I crush it.
5 successes. Awesome. So you nimbly step out of the way as the servant falls on their face, and everyone is shocked for a moment, and they look directly to Jofi, and they laugh. So they all the sycophants laugh along with Jofi. Yes,
And a
yes.
very disconcerting heavy laugh. And then like as soon as like we've agreed, Rugo immediately like switches into shyster mode and is like, I have some associates who will also need to attend. I would need to get Rick and Mina Tankar onto the list as well. Rick is an excellent, like something like I like totally upsell it and like
Well, 4 successes,
yeah,
how can they say no? I
yes.
think that you have secured some invitations as a +3, basically.
+3, yes,
You're
yeah.
+3 for Jofi. And one of the servants comes around and has you sign like you consent to have your picture posted along with any of Jofi's entourage. And you just need to imprint, do you call it a thumb? Just imprint your thumb here if you can't read it. It's okay.
I can absolutely read it. And Rugo like actually sits down and reads the terms and conditions. He is that kind of bounty hunter. And
So we like to see
red
people.
lines and passes it back as if this is actually a negotiation.
Yeah, and as you're reading it, it's a thing where we do the time lapse of a lot of stuff happening, and you're just reading and reading and reading. That sounds amazing. And I assume you signed for Rick, but do you also sign for Mina? Because she would not read that. She's not a Eula kind of girl. I mean, you tell me, Sherry, am I wrong? Is she a Eula kind of?
What's a Eula? No.
Yeah, I'm unfamiliar.
Why did I laugh so hard at that? But thank you. That's great. Cool. So Rick, you've done your bit of the plan. Rugo, you've secured invitations. Mina, you went shopping. Is there anything more that you're doing as part of the plan, or just doing?
I'd say plan. But I think for her, what it is she sort of looks at the map of the city and she's kind of like, and then you see her eyes stop and think, and she goes, nerds, okay. And I think she's just going to sashay her way down to the engineering college.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah. So, and her thing is, someone had to build all these towers and stuff. So these are the guys that could do it. And I think she's just going to go and, what do you say? Go to the library. And
Wild.
yes.
She's not a
And
place
like,
where I'd imagine Mina. This is great.
Yeah.
And Mina, you're in the cool, swanky outfit that you just purchased.
yeah. And she sort of comes in and she, she knows she's gonna get someone's gonna be like, why are you here or whatever. And she goes, I'm supposed to meet someone. Do you mind if I just sit over here? I'm sure I'll find them. She goes, I won't move until they show up.
It's a Duros, one of the like classic gray alien types, the species and please don't cause a disturbance. And then they gesture off in some area. I imagine the engineering
looks a little bit disappointed when he says that.
Nice. So you're looking for some engineers that you can chat up.
Yeah, that's it. Students, whatever, what she's doing is she kind of wants to get a sense of like if there was someone who worked on that building who was like, on that, who those people are.
Nice. I think
but she'll talk about the towers and then the spire and which one was the bigger thing. That was it. But she has no trouble getting someone to come over and like try to talk to her because she's a pretty lady standing there, right?
Rue.
So,
there is a group of Ugnaughts who are talking low around a table. They're in some kind of discussion about a particular type of Hydra spanner. It seems to be a barely controlled argument about one particular type of hydrospanner versus another, and the different types from different manufacturers and their utility. And it's extremely intense for them and incredibly hard to follow. Uh, there is also with a pair of she has a pair of headphones in, and she's playing a guitar. It's an Android. I'll show you the picture of her.
Oh, is she busking or is she going to
No,
sleep?
she's actually just like composing some music or something. So this is the android who is composing some music, which seems to be a bit odd for an engineering school.
Well, okay, so I think that's where I go, because even if I had a plan, who needs a plan if something interesting happens? So I'm going over to speak to the musician.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. She notices you after a moment and reaches to pull an earplug out, and it's Star Wars, right? So it's not earplug, sorry, it's an earphone, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like it's full on headset. Yeah, full on headset. So she like eases it down to her neck, and she looks you up and down for a moment, not rudely, just more like, oh, this is interesting.
Mhm. Same for me.
And you do
Mhm.
notice that her left arm there, you can see it's a full replacement, and that it has some kind of plastic skin that has started to kind of dry rot away or something. You're not
Mhm.
sure if that was a purposeful thing, a careless thing, but it looks um odd and very alien in a way. And she peers up. Do you need, am I bothering you?
No. Where do you play usually?
Oh, um, they kicked me out of the Mega Bazaar, so usually I play nearby at Bandois.
She sort of stops because why'd they kick you out of the bazaar? Pulling attention from the other.
She leans a little closer and says, I wrote a few songs that don't directly mention the governor, but maybe are close enough that they decided it was a bad idea for me to play there.
Interesting. And she sort of stops and says, I have a certain interest in said governor as well. Perhaps you could assist me, because, and she sort of says, if what we're going to, let's say, bonk said governor over the head, what would it be handy to know? She goes, for the next 2 days or so.
He has some secret police, but they use a particular signal for their comm units.
And I think she'll sort of surreptitiously, doesn't she have some comms or something like that on her sheet?
Surely you have comms.
Yeah, I'll bring those up and go.
They're ubiquitous.
Ubiquitous, they are. So if nothing else, to get back to my ship, like, right?
Yeah,
Set it
exactly.
to warm up and those sorts of things. So yeah. And I will say, like, and try to get like whatever specifics she knows, or where I can find some, so I can, of these secret police, so I can figure out what the channels are.
What do I get out of this?
Maybe we could spend the afternoon together.
Okay. She'll stand up from the little divan where she was composing, and maybe I'll get a song out of this. She puts the strap of the guitar around and kind of pulls it underneath so that the guitar slides up behind her back.
Okay. And yeah, I think that what you get is Mina treats this as like sort of full tourist thing of let's go see the sights, and they eat really well, and they talk about anything that will help to give the governor the what for.
Cool. Mala Dival is what she is called,
Oh,
and
I
I
like her a
imagine
lot.
Mina would introduce herself. And yeah, Mala's just the kind of person who thinks the world's showing her signs, and so she just follows it. Maybe not that different from Mina.
Not at all. I think we're probably pretty much agreed on how things should go forward. You got to just go with what the flow is, right?
She's pretty smart. I mean, she's in an engineering school, and um she knows her stuff, but that's not her passion, so she doesn't spend as much time on it as perhaps she could. But yeah, cool. So you have some details
Have
on
deets.
their secret police. So
Okay.
they have guards, and they have elite guards, but then there's an entire secret police network that is really keeping track of things and keeping their thumb on the pulse of problematic elements within Adranus City.
Ooh, ask her, are you one of those?
Not as problematic as I want to be, but
Well, one has to have aspirations.
it's just my parents are, around, and
Family complicates everything.
yes, yes. What's the that? And she points to your force pike. She obviously either knows what it is or doesn't know what it is. She's trying to
This
play it
it's
off.
the ultimate fashion accessory.
It is pretty fashionable.
Mhm. It also hurts if I hit you with it.
Please don't.
I wouldn't.
Cool. Are you going to the party?
Oh yes, I have people for that.
You have people. That sounds fun.
Hmm.
Engineers don't really get along with me or me them, so I don't have people here. I hope you have a good time, and don't get in trouble, or get in good trouble.
Yeah, good trouble sounds fabulous. I think I'll look pretty good.
Oh, you do.
See? As well, I don't think I'll have a lot of time to hang around after, but I might swing through theater. How could I contact
Oh, and she'll give you her chain code details.
you? Okay. And let us say that I'm circumspect enough that that's not recorded anywhere. It's just all memorized. Does that make any sense? She
Yeah.
sort of repeats it back. So there's not like she's carrying this around as any sort of proof.
Uh,
Should something.
Mala is very thankful to find that out. She was tried to seem cool about it, but the moment where you're like, "Oh yeah, I'm not marking this down," makes her feel even more relieved that yeah, she can trust you.
Right. And she goes, and you're doing engineering? What's your specialty? I mean, other than music, which is
It's not really engineering. They don't have any tracks for music. It's the worst. They don't even have a band. I haven't really chosen a specialty. I like ships, but I also like droids. I don't know.
mm,
I like everything. It's hard to specialize. Specialization seems like you're just shutting off an entire world of opportunity, you know?
that is so true. A lot of times you just gotta, go, hey, that looks good and go for it.
Right. If I was on the engineering track for starship design, sure, I could make cool starships, but then what if I want to do a bit of droid work? Nope.
Yeah. And then when do you get to do anything with those starships or droids? I
Ugh,
mean, there's
never.
making and then there's doing, right?
Yeah.
Well, like I said, after this is all over, if I get the opportunity, I'll swing back, see how you're doing. see what you're specializing in.
Sounds cool. You're way more interesting than I expected you'd be.
I'm way more interesting than you could imagine.
I don't
I
know.
gotta go.
I can imagine a lot.
Really? That just
Engineer.
means I have to be even more amazing.
She laughs, and yeah, you've made a possible rebellious friend.
And I
Cool.
know about the secret police.
You do. That's probably going to pay off. Excellent. So, uh, I hesitate to ask, do you guys ever get together to confer any share?
Yeah, I have an
Yes.
idea. So basically, I think that I go back and I find Rugo. I've lost some credits gambling in the slums. I might owe somebody there a little bit now, but not much. I mean, it'll be fine.
Credits we never had to begin with. Yeah.
Yeah. But when I catch up with Rugo, if you don't mind, I think Rugo has been given like a bodyguard outfit, so it's like black, sleek, you know.
But formless. Just like I love the idea of they're all sack dresses. It's just all it's like a black trash bag over Ruko.
And I think Rugo hands me basically like a white waiter's outfit. And I'm going to be, my cover is to be your the your popular person's personal wait staff.
A food taster.
Yes,
You taste the food before Jofi tastes the food.
that's right.
Can you handle that, Rick?
I like eating. Yeah, I can do that.
You're gonna have to eat a lot.
Okay, but I mean, don't you have anything more fancy? I mean,
You have to eat what Jofi wants to eat.
I could be Jofi's date. I mean,
No, that's
Come
not
on.
what the contract states.
okay, good job.
Mina might be able to pull that off. Sorry, Rick, no.
Well, you didn't have to say it that way.
Well, are we getting this job done or not? What did you do besides gamble away all these credits?
I made sure. What I didn't gamble away any creds. I sewed some plans. I've got us backup.
So it's a plan to lose some credits at a casino? What's the backup?
Oh yeah, I've got some guys that are gonna hit the party. You know, low level thugs that'll cause a distraction whenever, I tell them that the plan's ready. Yeah.
And you showed them your face?
Yeah.
Oh, Rick.
I mean, who would cover this thing up? I mean, I'm gorgeous.
I would have. Oh,
Yeah, but I mean, you're huge and have all those muscles and tusks and stuff. I mean,
oh. Could have sent BD to do that. All right. Well, all right. Just you have to eat what Jofi wants to eat.
yeah, I'm good with that.
Is Mina there as well, or is
Oh
Mina
yeah, I
come-
think this is when
yeah.
Mina kind of walks in and she goes, "So, have you lined up a date for Rugo?"
Well, it's funny you asked that.
Hmm.
So I didn't exactly have a plan for what you would do. I just
That
got
sounds
you on the
perfect.
ticket. You do have to wear the sack dress, though.
Oh no. Oh no, no, no. No, 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 no. No.
It's
Who's
blue.
wearing sack dress?
Everyone's wearing sack dresses on this planet.
Ah, well then it's easy. You just tell them that in order to make them look good, she's wearing a less fashionable dress. Anyone who wears sack dress will fall for that story.
Is Care Bim Boom from the NPC tab? Is that who I negotiated a contract with?
Of course.
Okay. I'm gonna have to run that by Care, but he might agree.
He will agree. You are so what's the word for it? You're so good at making people agree with you.
And I'm so aware of your charms, Mina. So
That's why we work together so well. She goes, oh, by the way, there's a whole set of security that's not visible security, set of secret police. Apparently, we can hone in on their communication channels if we take a little bit of time. I was going to go and see if I could cite a couple of them.
Did you
Figure
hear this, Rick?
outside the venue.
Yeah,
Did you
yeah.
hear this, Rick?
My guys
Yeah,
told me about that too.
I'm sure
Yeah.
they did. I'm sure they did. This is what planning looks like, not gambling.
And she goes, no, I didn't make a plan. I just talked to the little cutie.
Still better than what you did.
Oh, wow. So mean, poor Rick. It's great.
Rugo, you are in a mood tonight, aren't you? I feel sorry for anyone who gets in your way.
Let's just say that stew on Dathomir was the last good meal I've had in a long time.
So, what is our next scene? Are we jumping to the party? Is there anything more you guys wanted to do to prepare?
You don't need to do anything more to prepare. We're all good.
It's true. You're all so clever.
So we have to get, hold on. So once we get the governor,
Mhm.
Gotta get out of there.
oh, I have to get poison. Oh, unless one of you has something non-lethal weapon. Yeah, the force pike. Sure.
Got a force pike that's non-lethal if I guess I
If
decide
you
it to
want
be.
it to be. Yeah,
Yeah.
blast rifles have stun. Okay.
And I think
Um,
I have some smoke bombs. I think I can use those to asphyxiate the governor. I think that's my plan is we'll get him someplace small, shove him in a closet, something like that, put in a smoke bomb, he'll pass out. We'll carry him out in the garbage.
I hate to agree with Rick, but that doesn't sound like too bad of a plan.
It'll go wrong because it's a plan, but sure, let's say it's what we're gonna do. I'm a skeptic. He
You're only
smiles at Rick. But it would be awesome if you did do something helpful.
Rick is food tasting. That's what Rick is doing.
Oh,
I get all the great food. Come on.
Rick gets what Jofi wants to eat.
oh. And how old is Joe?
I think Jofi's like 15.
Okay. I'm sure it'll be absolutely fabulous for you. And I think she goes, I just don't know what to do with myself until everything starts, though. Maybe a nap. See you guys later.
Napping. Okay. It sounds like you guys have swapped enough info to we can jump forward to the party. Yes. Good. So quick shift to nighttime, spotlights beaming up into the sky. There are a number of flying drones that have these like light displays, and Arbesh are saying Governor Rendar, and then they flip and it says happy birthday, and then they flip again and they say Governor Rendar, and all these sleek speeders, limo style speeders are delivering the hoi polloi of Adranus City to a very lovely and well appointed and crowded entrance. There are a number of people who did not secure invitations who are there to watch the celebrities and stars and notables all coming into the entrance of the Spire. It's pretty public, and Jofi has to arrive this way. Rugo, what is the setup for you, Rick and Mina, during the entrance?
So Rugo is, I am the bodyguard. I am there with, in the same vehicle. I think Rick might be as well. Mina is in charge of the present. The present is all of our weapons.
That's awesome.
And I think in the equivalent of a limo, Jofi is, tasting several different types of intoxicants, but there'll be a glass and it'll be handed to me, and I'll take a sip and hand it. I think when we first see this, I take it and I drink it, and they scowl at me, like I down the whole thing and they scowl at me, and I think Rugo kicks me in the taste, and it's like they hand me another, and I take a sip, and then I hand it to Jofi, and Jofi sips at it.
Sweet. Yes, once you learn, things seem to even out. I think there are a few of Jofi's like friends, which are same aged hangers on, but several of them are just absolutely taken with how hot you are. And they talk about you openly to each other. Like, he is so hot. How does Rick react to this fawning from very immature, but they're there and they're saying words.
It's very what's the right word? Suave and indifferent. It's, nodding and smiling a little bit, but kind of ignoring the whole thing, which gets more interest, right?
It's true.
I think they try to one up themselves on, who can get my attention. So
For sure. Yes, they're going out of their way. You're the Harrison Ford type. You're unattainable. But they will come up with more outrageous ways to get your attention and to sit near you. And then they're constantly suggesting foods to Jofi to try. Yeah, they're all wearing sack dresses, so it's not super easy for them to try to look pretty because sack dress, but it's fashionable.
I think Rugo is mildly amused by all of this, and then like affectionately pats Rick. Enjoy it, dear.
So me. The door is like a gull wing door for the limo speeder. It opens up and you guys come out. Jofi,
Rugo is the first.
Yeah, Rugo goes first, of course.
Just first, and like looks around. Like, I'm playing the part, right? Of the and like the cameras.
Do you have like space shades
who
or
is this? Yeah, oh yeah, like a full Cyclops from X-Men wraparound thing.
Oh, that's dope. I am a big fan of that.
Looks around. Okay.
People cheer. They're like, "Who's that? Who's that? I don't know. Look at him. It's Chewie. It's Chewbacca." Someone screams. And other people are like taking pictures of you. And there's one person's like way far away and it's got these monoculars. They're watching. And over the secret police channel, Mina and anyone else who'd be listening in, you say, yes, I have eyes on the Granthanite. Mm-hmm. No, he does appear. He appears to be armed. Okay, I'm tracking him.
Well armed. Anyways.
You mean these guns?
Aren't our arms in the pocket?
Yeah.
In the gift?
Yes, yeah. The weapons are in the gift.
Okay, good.
But he's bulky, so they're just assuming you're armed.
Yeah.
So
He's arms.
It's a giant black trash bag, so
it's right. There's so many guns you could hide under the trash bag. So you step out, make way, and then do you like turn to give focus to Jofi, or you?
Oh yeah. Jofi, yeah. Jofi goes first. I'm just like in the back, like 3 people back at this point. Probably with Rick.
Jofi comes out, she waves to a few people, tries to they're trying to do the like I'm not super affected by this, but also I'm so happy you're here. And one of the local Holonet reporters comes up and does a
Excuse me.
Jofi says, no, that's Morin. Morin, please come. And then he's like, why birth to you? And he's wearing a sack tuxedo. Um, and he comes up and like sticks a little recorder in Jofi's face and asks a few questions that Jofi gives polite but mild answers to. Evidently Jofi has done this kind of thing before and plays coy with the audience and waves a few times and plays the like I'm just so excited to be here kind of influencer bit. And a few of the others will come out after, and one of them like slips an arm around you, Rick, like, hey, you could be my date. You should. But she's looking over to her like friends, like, look, I've done this thing.
And I think Rick and a lot of the other servants are like ushered off. There's like a red carpet area that
Mhm.
like Jofi and the Rugo as bodyguard would kind of walk along, Rugo along the side, but all the cameras and stuff happen in the red carpet area. But the servants are kind of pulled off, to go into like a different access area to meet up with them later because they don't need pictures of the servants and everything. But I
Exactly.
think whenever
You're in the
the
shot.
hanger-on,
You're in the shot.
I think whenever the hanger-on comes over and grabs me, I think the servant sack dresses or sack suits or whatever you want to call them are like um a different pattern. So I think they have black and white stripes instead of being solid colors. And she grabs a hold of me um and kind of pulls me um along the red carpet, which isn't a place I'd really think I'd want to be. But I think whenever, I start seeing the attention, I think there's some gasps from, she's just taking one of the help as her date. And maybe there's a couple of pictures like maybe this will be good incriminating evidence later whenever she's more important.
Mhm.
And I'm just kind
Nice.
of whenever they start taking pictures, I'm kind of posing a little bit, pointing.
Uh, and then finally, I guess, Mina, were you near the back of the train of people getting off this
This
large?
is the thing is I have been completely detached from these girls in every way. I'm like that servant that's been with the family forever that knows everything and just doesn't, you don't mess with them because they're just going to give you the eye. So I wait until they're done and then I go and get the essentially from the vehicle that's brought us here, I get the presents. And of course, there are multiples of them, and we've tucked our weapons into those. I spent that time getting it sort of wrapped like the rest of them.
Nice.
So, and I will walk up and essentially I don't, when we get to the thing where the people are getting pulled off, I just look for the indicator of where I'm supposed to go to drop the gifts off. Um, you know.
Oh, yeah, and there's someone who's not on the secret police channel. They do have a comm, and they seem to be talking to people. Oh, this way, and they'll come over with a little hover cart for you to start putting things, and they'll offer to move things with you if unless you give them the eye that like don't touch my
And
stuff.
it's very much that sort of, she's like clearly has instructions not to let anyone else touch. So
Hands off, hands on.
mhm.
And yeah, they do put the little grav thing that you can put stuff on, and then you are allowed to push that in, and there's a side entrance not far from the opulent entrance to the spire. And when Rugo, followed by Rick and some of the hangers on, when you guys enter this main area, it's open up. It's like the entirety feels like the entirety of the spire is open up. It goes up for hundreds of stories. We have the like drone camera footage going sweeping up, and then there's this huge hollow projected on top of like this gigantic chandelier crystal, and the hollow is, of course, Governor Rendar. We have to show a quick picture of Governor Rendar here, right? Because his picture amuses me. This is Governor Rendar. He's got a little age on him, but still a rakish looking handsome man. And he's there. He's looking down on all of you. Welcome to the Spire. It is a pleasure to have you here. Thank you all so much for coming. And it just kind of repeats a little bit, and there's lots of music here. I think the music this season is different from before. What do we think about the idea of currently in vogue is like throat singing, like Who, HU, Who, the band Who. So there's like, and it reverberates throughout the crystals. Occasionally will vibrate just a little bit, and there is a live band playing this style of music. No one's dancing in this central area. There's just a lot of people kind of moving around in the circles. There are dancers, there are entertainers that are moving about, but it seems like most of there are a lot of people who are only allowed in like the tier 1 of the Spire. This is where you currently are inside the Spire. But Mina, totally different for you. You like come into this area, it's dimly lit. It's like underneath, you actually head down a sloped area, and you're in the bowels of the Spire. There are a lot of other servants and workers, and you see that there's evidently some of the security guard. I've got a picture of what the governor's guard looks like. This is their general appearance. They've got this weird patchwork armor that they wear that's made to. There's some kind of fashion going on there. They definitely are not like this is what they've had for a while. They don't receive as much care, or you know, it doesn't matter if they look nice. They need to stay out of the way.
Was it meant to look like they were rugged and rebellious or something like that?
They're made to look intimidating.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I think her eyes will go over them, that kind of thing of sizing them up. And of course, because she's a pretty lady in a dress, they think it's a different kind of sizing up. So there you go.
It's true. It's true. He's like, does that. Cool. Rick, this young lady now is just convinced that you guys are a date because you didn't say no. So she's like, I can get you to tier 2. I can get you to tier 2.
So Zolye is I put a pic of her in the NPC tab.
Oh yes, great pick. That's a great sack dress. I love it.
And I think that Rick's like, well, I'm headed to tier 2 anyway. Yeah, that sounds. Yeah, is it time to go?
This is just for the commoners and the merchants who got special dispensations. This is not where the fun stuff happens.
I know. Yeah, let's go on up to tier 2.
Cool. And Jofi, like she's putting in an appearance. She's gonna not work the room, but she picks out a few people that she has to go talk to. But you can tell that this is
in a
pretty
tier 1 area.
correct.
That she has. Oh, got to keep the riff-raff away.
And she agrees. There's definitely no desire for her to be around riffraff either. So there is no.
I don't think there's anybody here who's actually riff-raff.
It's true, but you calling them riffraff makes her feel good, so she's into it. Yeah. So yeah, you guys work in turns to move up to tier 2, some time passes. There are lots of people coming around with glasses and hors d'oeuvres, and then there's like a buffet table where Rugo, you see that a few of the guards have stationed themselves over, and they'll be like watching with their big blaster rifles, and they reach over and they grab some food and like surreptitiously take a few bites. The buffet table is well guarded, is what I'm saying.
I think as some people walk by, Rick will reach up and grab like an hors d'oeuvre off of this tray and a drink off of this tray, and he takes like a little bite, and then he hands it to Zolye and takes a sip and hands it to her, like, she's an important person that he's tasting for.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. So you guys continue on, and when you start to reach the second level, which is up the sweeping, very broad staircase, you see that there are less people in tier 2. It seems much more selective. The music is a little more. Oh, I just saw the shades you stuck on Ruko. I just now saw it. That's great. I have to draw attention to that. It looks like shades, but it also looks like a remote. Like, if I were to just do this, it's just great. That amuses me. I love it. Your photoshopping skills have made my day. Thank you very much for that. Sorry. Back to the thing. Come up now. It's half in, half out. Tier 2 it's like near the edge of part of the spire. Looks out into the very beautiful, if you're looking in at the Adranus city, the very beautiful crap, what's it called? Ocean Gardens. What's something anyone can answer? What's something alien and opulent about the gardens, like a particular plant or a certain kind of arrangement?
I think they have like wires leading up to the spire itself. And this is a special occasion just for this. Those wires have plants that kind of illuminate growing up
Ooh,
it. So they pulse with light, and maybe they pulse with like different kinds of light, like a pink and a white, pretty subtly, almost, you know, they call it living fireworks. And it's just for special occasions.
living fireworks.
Add something to the garden too.
Yes, please.
You have to squint a little bit, even at this, because of the distance. But there is that. I think those wires even lead to like like the central statue of the area. It's a petrified sarlacc, like a fully mineralized sarlacc that's somewhat translucent, and it has like the living fireworks sort of spiraling around at the bottom of it, uplighting it a little bit. It must have been insanely expensive to get it here.
And the shadows from that light make it move, almost make it look like it's moving. Yeah.
That's awesome. I pause. Jerry, did you have anything you want to add?
No, because my Star Wars lore is this low, so,
It's all good. It's all good. No
all
problems.
right.
No
Oh,
problems.
I do think that there is one thing here, a gift sent from Zinch himself. And it's a plant that's not native to here. So they have it sort of under spotlights, and there's like a cylinder thing that's above it that's like sort of emitting the right atmosphere around it. And it's got like more security than any other person except for the governor. So around it. So
That's
it's like a
amazing.
ton of security.
Special present from Zinch. Do not let die.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
awesome. I love that. So Mina, you deliver. We were like cut back down. We're down. We have all these beautiful lights, opulence, and everything. Boom. We cut back down to Mina in the like upstairs, downstairs kind of aspect, and they're like visible pipes and a little bit of something dripping, and these servants are trying to move, and they're being ushered along. There are a few of the guards, and they're directing you up a set of stairs, like you can go here and wait in this area. They don't really care about you. They just want you out of the way. But you get a weird feeling about this individual. Um, there's this particular person, and the guards give him a wide berth. The servants seem intimidated by him, and you get the feeling he is here to inspect the presence because maybe not only Mala dislikes the governor. Oh, you're talking to me, Sherry.
Isn't there a so he feels like maybe a little bit force sensitive at the very least?
Possibly.
That? Uh then so I know that there is the force thing of making things not so noticeable, but
Mhm.
I think what I will do when he's occupied elsewhere is I will cast it, but I won't cast it on our equipment, but on something else so that will draw his attention. If that makes any sense.
Interesting. So you're just trying to distract him away from are you planning on like getting the weapons out at that point? Is that part of
Yeah,
the plan? I'm just trying to make sure I
yeah,
understand it.
exactly. To give me the opportunity, because I'll know when he messes with those, and then that will be when I pull my.
Excellent.
So.
That seems like we will put that to a roll.
Oh, okay. Great.
I'm excited for you. Okay, so 1 die for doing the thing.
Okay.
Do you feel that either of your drives apply here?
I'm making something up because I just found out about this. So I won't say it's a plan so much as it's a reaction to a trigger. So
Okay, so then you're at 3 dice.
okay.
Are any of your skills appropriate here, or do they apply?
I mean, I am tracking what's happening with the presents. So there you go. I will goob it if I
Okay,
can.
sure.
So it's me paying attention.
Grub away, goob away.
away,
Okay,
goob
any
away.
equipment you're bringing here, you're
Hey,
using?
my force pike is in there, and that's how I know what's going on with this.
All right, you're up to 5
I'm up to
dice.
5. Yep. I don't think anything else.
It turns out that there is a chaos factor involved, so I will be rolling 5 dice against you, and you're rolling 5 dice for.
Oh
Oh my, this sounds
This
dangerous.
sounds very dangerous. So what happens
If
when it's
only you
dangerous?
could get 2 more dice, if only there was a carefully crafted. Oh, but your drive. Oh, so sad. I guess they
If there
cancel
is
each
a
other
carefully
out.
crafted plan, I don't know about it. That's all I can say.
Okay, well, don't worry. If you blow the roll, you can get help from another hunter for a reroll, and then say, "You owe me 1." You can do that
Okay.
twice a game.
All
I'll
right.
go ahead and let you know how bad it's going to be
All
with
right.
not actual chaos, but party
Okay.
chaos. I have 3 successes, so you're gonna
Wow,
need
that's a lot of
4
successes.
successes.
You have
It's, I
3?
think, yeah, I got 3. So you need, if you roll 4, 5, or 6, you succeed. Those 3 successes are going to draw away from 3 that you get. So you'd have to get a 4th one to be successful. Does that make sense?
Yes. It's D6s. I'm
It
already
is
sad.
D6s, and you're rolling 5, 4, 5, or 6 will count as a success.
Okay. Here's the roll. Oh,
Oh
no,
my God.
none. So
That is
I
none
think I'm
successes.
gonna go. You owe me 1. Let's see here in Blower. I can get help from another hunter.
Yeah, I think one of us can invokes the "you owe me 1," right? Is that how it works? I check off
Well,
a
it's
box if
oddly
I try to.
phrased. If you blow the roll, you can get help from another hunter or reroll. Then they say you owe me 1. And I
And
do
then
think
check a
you
box.
check off. Yeah, you check
Yeah,
it off to
okay.
give them a reroll.
Okay. So yeah, and
So
I think
who helps you?
it has to be Rugo because you did all the planning. So I don't know what your plan was, but it would have.
So so your plan is to to
Draw attention to
draw
another
attention
present.
to another present. In
So
order-
that she can grab your weapons and sneak them out of there.
Okay. I didn't pack the weapons in the package I gave you at all. I can't trust you with that. My weapons are all inside of my jacket. I'm the walking armory.
You actually were armed. Okay.
Awesome.
All right. That's
So you
actually
owe me
pretty awesome.
one because
I owe you
it's
one.
like I don't know, it's candy. It's something ridiculous. It's a giant box of candy.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, here's the thing is I would go to pull at my force pike. So when I do, your sack dress is going to take quite a tug. But that's but yeah, let's see what happens with my reroll.
Oh,
It matches.
so close. You guys are matchy. Unfortunately, to be successful, you had to beat it. Ah, man. Okay. So I think what happens is you reach in to grab the items. You throw out, use the force. You were able to cause a distraction, and this inspector goes off to that and seems distracted for a moment, long enough for you to reach inside one of the presents and start pulling out. Wait, what's this? Not weapons. So you end up going to the next and the next. You're going through several of the presents, trying to find the weapons. And that is when the inspector comes back and he reaches out his hand and you feel the force and he starts to pick you up. With those weird alien eyes says, I recognize you, little girl.
And I just say, you do? Like big wide open eyes, and I'll do my surprise TK attack.
Excellent. So yes, we will see. Yes, he says, you do, and before you do the surprise TK attack, he says, you're the outcast. And then boom, you will begin the surprise TK attack. But I think, looking at time, that is what we will begin the next session with, is you doing a surprise TK attack on this inspector.
Okay.
And yeah, there's no XP in the game, friends. You're as good as you're ever going to be, and you never get better. You never learn from your mistakes. You never improve upon your abilities. You just get more stuff. So that means we can move right into stars and wishes. We start with wishes, so we can end with stars. Who's got wishes for me?
Mhm. I don't have any. It's been pretty fun. So looking good.
Okay, cool. Ooh, thank you, Stephen, for those links, by the way. I really appreciate it. Stephen or Greg? Greg?
I don't know. I'm enjoying everything so far. I wish that race would double cross us. I mean, that would be so on brand, right? Or I don't know. I'm also interested in this NPC that you have a picture for that does not have a name yet. I assume there's either a plan or it's just standby NPC, which I love.
It's just a, if you're talking about the dude in the mask, that is just a pic from the actual PDF where I went, wow, that is interesting. I will put that there and maybe we'll find a use for it.
I'll throw it out there. It's my wish every time I play a Star Wars game. I would love to have a spaceship battle. It's very lightweight. It would be fun. I think this would be a great crew to do it with.
Sounds fun. Steven, any wishes?
I think we're headed there. I'd like to see some, fighty action. The game is Pew Pew. Exactly. And I think we're right there on the cusp of it. So yeah, I think it's good. Yeah. I really like that's stars. I'll start with stars then.
Go for it.
Yeah. I like all of the like evocative characters and stuff, all the different things that we have. I really like Mala and Jofi. They really draw things out. It's really cool.
Fun. Thanks, Stephen. Greg, what about you? Any stars?
I am super enjoying the competition between Mina and Rick. I enjoyed that so much. And I love Stephen, you playing the Han Solo character. Normally you are, I think we're playing slightly reverse roles from what we typically play. Normally I'm the more freewheeling gambling character, and you're the one with the plan. So it's fun to play the other direction around. It's fun.
It's fun to watch you guys playing against type. I appreciate and admire it. Thank you, Greg. Sherry, any last stars?
Everything that they said, they're spot on. This has been super fun. We've packed a lot of character into, this little arc, and it is very hard to play someone without a plan for me. So I literally spend all my time going, how can I make this not a plan? So
when you saw that drive, I was like, oh man, how is Sherry gonna cope?
Yeah, I know, exactly. But I was like, I gotta try, because this is my chance to use the force and it not matter too much if I don't know much about, how it's classically used. So
You are
try it.
doing great. I'm really enjoying you playing a force user, and I appreciate you giving this a shot. So to all of you, I'm having a lot of fun. I wasn't sure if this game was too light. And I think we are making it work. I think it's just fine for a short, like, 2-shot. I have chosen well, and I didn't start this sentence planning on complimenting myself, but you guys have made it work. There we go. Enjoying this, really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much, and I can't wait to finish it up next week. With that, we'll bring a recording. Oh, last moment.
I thought of a wish. I
Ooh.
want to see my Tachyon crossbow. I get a kick out of that, jumbling of technobabble.
Yes, it is extremely silly, and I love it. Awesome. With that, I will officially bring the recording to a close. Thank you all.